check this out.
Wow.
Takes.
Wow.
This is my thing. Everyone's got to have a thing.
This is your thing.
I think this is
I
my
like
thing.
it a lot. I like it a lot.
Okay, here we go. Episode 2. No good takes. We're here. Bunk is the new special guest because it was supposed to be Bunk episode 1. He ducked me. Where did you go? Where you went somewhere?
I was in Rhode Island.
You went? What's in Rhode Island?
Newport, Rhode Island is in Rhode Island. I was there for
what's
the weekend little getaway. They got some cool spots to go to.
Nothing was as cool as filming No Good Takes.
No.
Episode 1.
And when I saw the episode, I was incredibly jealous that I wasn't the person on it.
Naturally, as was everybody else, I think, that saw the episode. That did really well. I think it's up to like 1 million views now, 2 million maybe. On BTL.
Easily. That was first day stats.
Yeah, easily. Okay, so we're going to get straight into it here because we have a lot to cover. We got our New York baseball to talk about. Our teams are thriving. One of them's 3-0. We'll get to that. That is exciting stuff. We got our New York Minute that everybody loves, I think. I hope. I still do it. We have the all-around conversation. Finally get to talk about that team from Colorado that I didn't get to talk about in episode 1. We have some top 5 lists, our name game, mini game again, and then our no good takes. And then we're out of here. Let's start with the New York Mets. They dropped the series finale to the Pirates in extras, 10 innings. What do you make of that series?
I thought first of all, I'll just get this out of the way. Disappointed by the Pirates. Thought they were becoming more competitive. Mike had me thinking that they were going to be more competitive. I was very out on them still, and I didn't like what I saw the first week. But I think that I like what I saw from the Mets, and I don't think we can do this whole overreaction train with Bichette and the pitching staff and everything that Mets fans are going to overreact about. Because 24 hours ago, Giuseppe, we were on cloud 9 with Luis Robert walking it off. Now,
life was great.
Now it's going to be like all doom and gloom because you went 2-1 to start the year. I'm a big, my big ideology is you got to win series. You don't have to sweep. Go 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4 as many times as you can. You're going to be in good shape. They go 2 out of 3. They take care of business and all good.
Well, I got an angel and a devil on my shoulder. And the angel's saying what you're saying. It's game 3 of the season. Who gives a shit? Nothing matters until June anyways, basically. Just win series. But then the devil on my shoulder, that may or may not be like a Frank the Tank at this point, is saying, remember 2025 when they lost like 1 game in June and that was the catalyst for the season unraveling? Maybe that's it in game 3. Like maybe they just don't win another game and I wouldn't be shocked. But you're not wrong. This is so early in the season. There's no point in overreacting, underreacting to anything. You got to take it as it is right now. And the Mets won 2 out of 3. And you know what? Like, the bottom of the lineup looked good. And we know Lindors are going to come around until it's warm out. I think Soto's already technically off to a better start than last year. He's smiling more, which is good.
He looks happy to be there.
He does. And, of course, that's probably because of Brett Beatty, I would imagine.
Of course.
And I don't know. I just think the Mets are coast. You won a series. Good job. You had a really fun opening day. But with Bo Bichette, he has 8 strikeouts now, and I think 14 plate appearances in the 3 games. You said not to overreact, but that is pretty alarming jumping at the page at you.
Yeah, it is. And the strikeouts are what kind of spook me because I pounded the table for Bichette this offseason as a guy I would give a 6 or 7 year contract to. I even went as far as saying, and I'll probably never brag about this again, but that the Yankees should sign him instead of Bellinger, and that I thought Bichette was a better player or fit for the team. Not going to go there. We'll talk about the Yankees in a little bit, though. But look through his career, right? This is a guy who has just proven time and time again that he can hit. If he can do anything in baseball, it's hit. He's an OPS over 800 every year. The only exception was in 2024. He had a really rough season, but he didn't play majority of the year either. I think that Bichette's going to be fine. The guy that I worry about more, and we can stay on Bichette right now, is Lindor, because I think Lindor is the player that hurt their lineup most last year. because we know he can be so great. And 2 years ago, he was an MVP guy, but he needs to be at that level for this team to roll. And I don't know if we're going to see that much anymore.
Yeah, I'll pivot to Lindor really quick because last season, the big stat was if Lindor and Alonso do good, then the lineup follows. Yeah. And I think that Stearns did a good job of extending the lineup out and hopefully making it to a point like guys of Polanco and Bichette, and obviously Soto's back. And you hope the young guys spring into their own a little more as the season goes on, where you don't need to rely on that. But you're not wrong with Lindor is one of the streakier players in MLB. When he's on, he's on. But when he's off, like, it's very noticeable. And it does hurt that top of the lineup. But back with Bichette, I think a big thing no one is talking about is he's learning a brand new position still.
Yep.
He's at third base. And I think it's obvious to me. I don't know if it's obvious to everyone else. That's a big hit on hitting as well when you're trying to learn a new position.
And just learning a new environment, too. I think that we underrate so much free agents leaving places they've been for so long and then going somewhere new, especially in New York, because he's got to be pressing early to say, I want to come in here and make an impression right now. He's also, you got to remember, playing under the pressure of a contract because it's a tough double-edged sword. He has one of the highest paid annual contracts in baseball, so you have to live up to that. But it's really a one-year deal in his mind. So you also have the pressure of trying to earn your long-term contract in your career. Neither of those things make playing baseball any easier.
Yeah, poor Bo Bichette. If he has a bad season, I guess I'll have to opt into $42 million again. Fuck, yeah. Poor me.
Like, no, he's got a rough life, dude. He's got a rough life, and there's no way around it.
But I'm not worried about Bichette. Let's look at just some of the stars in New York that got off the rough start. Soto last year with the Mets. Lindor sucked all of 2021. Maybe not the tail end. Edwin Diaz was terrible majority of 2019. Yep. Giancarlo Stanton, it took a while for him to get going when he made it to the Yankees. We're talking about Bichette in this negative light. Defensively, I don't think that conversation is going to go away. But when we get to May and June, I think we're going to be talking about Bichette. He's just fine. He puts the ball in play. He does what he came here to do and hopefully play a little above average defense at third base. That's all I could ask for.
And he had a response today that reminded me of Stanton. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but I think it was today, about getting booed. And they asked him about it. And he said, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. I had a terrible weekend. And Stanton, his first home series at Yankee Stadium, I think struck out like 14 times in 3 games. And didn't get on base, and he got booed in the last game, and same exact approach to the question, just owned it and said, I was terrible this weekend. I should get booed. And that was always a Derek Jeter philosophy. And the guys who have made it in New York understand the standard the fans are going to hold them to. I think Bichette's going to be fine. And seeing that he said that and kind of embraced that he was terrible the first weekend tells me all I need to know. Probably adjust the swing this week, or not adjust it, but just simplify it. I think he was probably trying to do too much this week mentally and simplify things, get back to it. He'll be fine. But the fielding, I would worry about the fielding because that's just, and you knew it with the contract, right? Like he's going to go play third base and it's probably not going to be pretty, but you hope he hits 300 and gets on base a ton for you.
My problem with that still, and I kind of flipped my stance on this because I was talking with Mike last week about you got to see it out with Bichette at third. You signed him to all this money. He's not just going to DH, but if the end goal is a World Series, which it is with Cohen and Stearns and how they built this team, you're not going to win a World Series with the corner infield that you have now. I don't care how much they improve throughout the season. You've got guys who have never played those positions before in their first year. They are bound to screw something up in a big game, whether it's in the middle of the season for a division race or if it's in the postseason. They're bound to screw something up, and I just can't see the Mets wanting to see that through to the very end.
That's where there's lineup construction issues and roster construction issues, because I would have liked to see Beatty playing third base this year. And I thought he gave you good defense, and I think his bat has earned him the right to get 162 games of run, or at least until the All-Star break of full run as one of the guys on this team. And he had a nice opening weekend. So you feel good about Beatty right now, but I wish he could play third base every day. Now you have a really good middle infield, corners that are huge questions, a catcher that I think the jury's still out on. So 3/5 of your infield is suspect. So I don't love that Bichette's playing third at all, but nobody really does. In a perfect world, he's like DHing for me because if he's not playing second, but he's not going to DH for the Mets this year.
I'll always say it. Semien fucked everything up. That first move, man. If Marcus Semien isn't on the Mets, you slot Bichette at second, which I don't know if he would have signed if he was told he was going to be playing second, but I'm sure he would for $42 million a year and the generous player opt-outs every season. Beatty at third, let Benj or Talkman or whoever the hell go out and right, figure it out. And then live with Polanco at first and pray to God he figures it out because he looks stiff, dude. He
does.
He does not look comfortable at all.
You know what pisses me off too? David Stearns does this whole run prevention act where that's what he's all about. And that was his thing when they missed the playoffs. We have to improve run prevention. That could come from pitching. It also comes from defense. The two big position player free agents that you've signed are Juan Soto and Bo Bichette. And you're playing both of them out of position this year. A lot of people are saying Soto's not out of position. He's actually in the right position now. I don't know. I think he's probably a right fielder, but who cares? I don't think it'll be worse. But like, it's nauseating to me the lack of actual defensive upgrades that the Mets have made. You have a first baseman out of position. You have a third baseman who's not a good fielder at his own position, playing out of position. And then the second baseman you add is a good defender, but it's at one of the lowest quality positions defensively on the field. And I don't think he can hit at all. You want to talk about Semien for a second? Because you brought it up. I thought it's a good point that it might have screwed things up. It felt good in the Nimmo trade, like good swap at the time. I remember talking to Mike about it, but I don't think this guy can hit at all anymore. I think he's shot.
And it's the commitment that you have to him too. It's not like he's one of those guys that you can get away from next year. You know, you're with him until that contract, or if someone's stupid enough to want to trade for it. But the only reason the Mets did is because they were trying to dump Nimmo contract, and they said, we'll take the lesser of two evils. You know, it's clear that Nimmo wasn't a Stearns guy. Pete wasn't a Stearns guy. Sure, whatever. I won't argue with you. And the argument is, oh, well, Polanco sucks at defense, but you have him for less money for less years where you don't have to commit long term. But still, dude, like, you're setting yourself back there. I'd rather he just come out and say, Alonso was not my signing. Nimmo was not my signing. I want my guys. I'd rather him just come out and say that.
Yeah,
but I know he never would.
That's what you'd want. I want to ask you this, though. What'd you think of the pitching this weekend with Peralta and McLean? I thought, you know, Peralta gave up some runs, obviously the 2 home runs to Lau, which, I mean, probably the best hitter on Pittsburgh, I think. But didn't love what I saw from him. Not worried about him at all either. I think he's a bona fide second starter in the rotation. One of the big storylines, I think, for the Mets in my mind this year, I'm very comfortable with Peralta as my second or third best pitcher. Whichever one he is, I'm fine. I think you can win a World Series with him as your second best pitcher. I don't like him as your ace, but I love the potential that McLean is an ace by the trade deadline and then by the playoffs where you're saying this kid's just really good. I love McLean. What'd you think of the starting pitching rotation this weekend?
I think the idea of Freddie Peralta being the starter, people got mixed up. It's not about him having a season like he had in Milwaukee last year. I never saw that being the case. I don't get why people saw that being the case.
Yeah.
But for him being the start, like the ace, it takes off pressure of Nolan McLean to then become your own. Because if McLean is here carrying the bulk all season long, the rotation rests on his shoulders. That's tough for a year 2 guy who didn't even pitch a majority of half the season last year, who got called up in August. For Peralta to take that role, I think that just takes pressure off of guys like McLean to then open them up and be much better than if he was put in that ace role. Like, I like Peralta as the ace. I have confidence. I saw the hard hit rate against him on opening day, and it wasn't pretty. You look into it and you see the guys who hit the ball hard, you say, well, okay, they're going to hit the ball hard. I think that was a little blown out of proportion if you really look up and down that lineup. But Peterson was fine. He had a classic Peterson start where he almost fell apart, but then he didn't, which is nice to see. Like, McLean looked fine, a little wild at times, whatever. I take it as a pro. Like, I take the Mets rotation as a win. Not like your Yankees, Bunk, which we'll get to them. But I take Mets opening series, that pitching, as a win.
Yeah, and they're one of those teams where I like the guys they have enough to get them to the deadline. Maybe they're the big buyer at the deadline for a starting pitcher just to add one more to the mix. With those 3 guys, I thought they were fine this weekend, though. What'd you think of the Williams and Weaver debuts?
Oh, my God. Edwin Diaz, who? Oh, my God. They are so good at what they do. I mean, I was at the game with the Luis Robert walk-off that we talked about.
Yeah.
That 4 members of BTO were there, and nobody knew that we were there together. We were all there separately. And Williams had me shitting my pants at times. He walked the guy, and I was like, "Oh my god, here we go!
Yeah.
Here comes New York Dev." But I mean, he didn't have to save it. That's the thing. He was just trying to keep it tied at 0. If that was a save situation, I'm sure the Pirates would have put 5 on his head right then and there. But
if you look
I liked it.
If you look at his career in Milwaukee too, I didn't know this until last year when I had to go through the Yankees experience. He puts guys on base all the time. And it's not just a Yankees thing last year. It reminds me of David Bednar now with the Yankees. Craig Kimbrell used to do this with the Red Sox. Put 2 guys on to start every inning. I mean, you might as well just do that because he's going to do it on his own. He's one of those closers. But if you get him the way he was in Milwaukee, where he's putting guys away and getting ground balls, who cares?
Yeah, that's fine. And then real quick, Mets go to St. Louis. I don't care. Besides, you see Senga and Holmes get their starts, and maybe Bichette looks a little better against St. Louis. But for the beginning of the season, that's a boring series. Have fun in St. Louis. Just don't lose. Don't give me something to talk about next episode. Mets get swept out of St. Louis. Don't give me that.
Yeah, St. Louis is in a rough place this year. They might end up with the worst record in baseball. They started 2-1 though. Their probables are terrible every series. But you got to see something from Senga. That's most important for me against a bad lineup. Is he able to give you anything this year, or is he an unreliable link? Because if you get some upside from Senga, like you saw from him early in his career, that changes the outlook of the rotation.
Well, according to Juan Soto, did you see this right before the season started? They asked him about Senga, and he goes, "That's our ace." All right, Juan.
I did see that, yeah.
Sure thing.
So, hey, man, hopefully he's right.
Maybe. Just give me length. Give me length, Senga. Give me 5 innings, and I'm happy. And don't get hurt. Thank you. Okay.
Maybe he's Soto's new Starling Marte.
Yep, the captain of the team, Kodai Senga. That's how we're looking at him this season.
Let's go.
Him and his translator will translate everything for the Mets to success. Positive vibes. Okay, Yanks. Here we go. Back. Running it back. What a travesty this is going to be. How will the Yankees ever get over the hump? They look good. They look like the best offense in baseball again, which they were last season. So I'm picking up right where they left off, as you expect.
Yeah, I'm pumped about the Yanks. I think that people always think they're going to suck because they suck in the playoffs, but that's just not how baseball works. They're a great regular season offense, and the pitching's sick. The pitching is incredible. I mean, Cam Schlittler is so good that he is, I think it's going to end soon, even with that playoff outing, like the best kept secret in baseball right now, just how great he is, because I don't think a lot of people knew him before that Red Sox game nationally. And then he had the great Red Sox game, pitched really well against Toronto, the only guy that held up against the Blue Jays in the playoffs, and then has this great start to begin the season against San Francisco. Yankees pitching's great. Max Fried's great. And it's not a pure run it back because Anthony Volpe not playing, I hate to just beat on the kid all the time. Like Jose Caballero changes the team. You got a terrific, terrific base runner. Probably the best base stealer in the league. He's locked down at shortstop. Gives you a lot of good at-bats. And they're 6 weeks away from getting Garrett Cole back and Carlos Rodon back. Like, this is not a pure run it back. They think they eliminated the problems in the bullpen by giving you their sloppy seconds with Williams and Weaver. So you're pumped about that, and that's huge, but they lost them a lot of games last year. I like watching the Yankees team, man. I think they're a ton of fun, and I never really blamed them for running it back. So I'm taking a victory lap at 3-0.
Yeah, well, Stearns is an analytical genius, so he's gonna get them to unlock something.
He's the greatest.
He's never good.
He's the greatest.
Of course he is. But yeah, the left side of the infield, and you get Ryan McMahon as well on defense for a whole season, and not even to push my Rockies agenda, which I love to do. Like, all kidding aside, you got a really solid left side of the infield all of a sudden. You get what was I gonna say? Yeah, you get Schlittler for a full year. You get Garrett Cole back. You get Rodon back eventually. Like, Max Fried is a little bit of a question mark.
Yeah.
How much is he going to hold up throughout the season after what he did last year? But all in all, I think the biggest concern, and I talked about this with Mike on episode 1, is if Trent Grisham doesn't have that season like he had last year, when do you kind of pull a plug on him and let the young guys come up and see Dominguez and Jones? That's really – but if that's the biggest question mark, and biggest concern right now in my head for the Yankees. Like, that's a great spot to be at.
Yeah, it's a good problem because you feel like you could insert either of those guys and Jones or Dominguez, and somehow you just have too many guys in the group of Grisham, Jones, Dominguez to give you some production. Like, someone's going to give it to you, and you don't have to play whoever in center field. Bellinger can play center field for you fine. I like this team a lot. I think their bench is better than it was last year, and they have those ready young guys to come up and play, and they have some assets to trade at the deadline. It's just fun watching. Like, it's watching a team with Aaron Judge on it. First of all, is fun, and then when Stanton and Bellinger are healthy, hitting around him, and Ben Rice is in the lineup, Grisham in front of him. I mean, it's an electric lineup to watch, and they get so overhated because of the jersey.
Yeah, the Yankees pinstripes do a lot to guys, but yeah, Ben Rice is exciting. Like, the pitching staff is exciting, especially when everybody's healthy. And you knock on wood, like, healthy is the big word with them.
Yeah.
If everyone's healthy at the same time, and you have, what does that rotation even look like healthy? Like Cole,
it's
Rodon,
Cole, Fried, Schlittler, Rodon, Warren.
Like,
which I would put my money down as that's the best rotation in the league. But
I would think so too.
You mentioned it a little bit, like what Garrett Cole do you get? What Carlos Rodon do you get? I don't know. And it's tough to get Max Fried healthy for a whole year. He was unhealthy for most of the summer last year with bad blisters on his hands. He still pitched through it. Who knows? Cam Schlittler throws 100 miles an hour every pitch. Does he hold up for a full year? There's a lot of questions around the health. But right now I'm enjoying watching them. And just wait till we get Goldschmidt going, bro. It's an MVP. This is my guy. He's an MVP guy.
When is that going to happen? Goldschmidt get going?
Probably soon.
Soon?
Probably this week. He's gonna start. Probably this week he's gonna start rolling.
I put on my calendar really quick. Soon on here. Soon, Goldie get going.
Yeah, Goldie. It's probably this week. It's probably tomorrow. Good. It's probably tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow?
Or that'll be today when this episode drops. Goldschmidt gets going. Yeah. He probably won't play, but he's going to just get rolling.
He'll get rolling. And then Ben Rice will unfortunately have to ride the pine.
He's going to have to get traded for Skeens. But you have also on the bench Randall Grichuk, who's probably going to get going as well this week.
Yeah, of course. That is a lot of good things for the Yankees. San Francisco trip. Can we even name a con? This is the more fun thing. Instead of naming pros and cons, what's a con of
con is that it's over.
San Francisco?
The con is that it's over. And I would have loved to stay there forever.
Yeah, they didn't score 5+ runs in one of the games, 2 of the games maybe. Is that a con? They didn't they only won scoring 3 runs. Like, that's a con, I guess.
It's just it was just a great series. I mean, you want to see Judge hit more than home runs, which you will. Stanton's, if we want to talk about him, we're going to talk about him a lot later, I think, too, when we do the most electric, non-electric things in sports. But
we will.
Stanton, the fact that this guy goes through this whole offseason where people are saying, like, he can't open a bag of chips, his elbows are shot, his cartilage is gone, and he gets 6 hits this week. All of them are 120 miles an hour, and it looks so effortless. Again, he's 36 years old, or 35 years old, whatever he is. Like, ridiculous. I think he might be the best power player ever. When it comes to just like pure natural power ability, I've never seen a guy do this for this long.
I don't get it. This is someone, like, when his time comes, you got to get him in a lab and just see what he was made of or something like that. It's weird. Because also his swing. This is a guy who swings, doesn't like use his legs at all, it feels like. It's just his arms like that.
He
smacks the piss out of the ball.
There's no player that you can compare it to the way he plays baseball and how productive he is. And just watching him is special. I don't think I've enjoyed a Yankee more, as frustrating as his career's been with as many strikeouts and injuries as he's had. And when he slumps, he's just miserable. When he's on, I've never enjoyed watching a player more than him. And he's actually not even a good baseball player. Like, he just hits. But not in a baseball way either. Like, it's not an athletic baseball guy at all. It's just like Dwayne Johnson can hit.
You know, my comparison with Giancarlo Stanton, I think, with the hitting wise, is probably like me in slow pitch softball. If you've ever seen it, it's a thing to behold.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get to a game then.
I think I struck out like 5 times at slow pitch softball.
Well, he would probably too.
Yeah.
So that's a good comp. He's a high strikeout
It's a really good
guy.
comp. And we kind of look alike. I don't know if you ever noticed.
You do. You're the same build.
Same build. I think my arms
a little
are
different.
A little bigger.
Face a little different, but body type, build, everything is the same. You're definitely a little bigger though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good
okay.
Call.
Thank you. Yanks head to Seattle. They have to face real pitching, not overhyped Robbie Ray and USA hangover. How you feel about that? Because I love the Mariners.
It's a good test for them. They also get Ryan Weathers tomorrow or today on the mound because it's going to drop on Monday. But that's a big moment for them in their season. What does he look like? Because he's going to be relied upon with all the injuries we talked about. And I'd imagine that there's going to be weeks in the summer after Cole and Rodon are back, if they're healthy, that guys are going to be on the 10-day IL. Guys are going to get shut down and miss 2 or 3 starts, whether that's Fried, Littler, Cole, Rodon again. He's going to have a big role on this team, and he's Cashman's upside swing of the offseason to see if he can actually get something out of him. And Brian Cashman has a pretty good resume with it, but when it goes poorly, it goes really poorly with his guys also. The pendulum's going to swing far with Ryan Weathers, who had a 12 ERA in spring training, but he has got insane stuff. So are they going to be able to piece it together or not is the question, and that's a tough lineup to start against.
What was the thing about Ryan Weathers that he had a terrible ERA in spring training, but Gabe made a video about it, how it's like, well, he actually did really good instead. What is the background of that? I swiped off of it right away. I'm sorry, Gabe, if you're listening. I was like, I'm not even going to try to wrap my head around this one.
His advanced metrics are just absurd. His break, his movement, his velocity, everything's upper percentile, and those are the guys that these GMs take chances on, but he's not statistically good. So what do you trust and what do you look at? But I think that we've seen pitchers in spring training before use it as an experimentation period and do terribly, and that's when they found out what they can and cannot use. So they go into the regular season and use what they learned. So I don't take the spring training ERA too seriously. But again, he doesn't have a track record of being this insane starter. He's been a bullpen pitcher and a high 3 ERA guy for most of his career.
Yeah, but again, you're not asking him to be that insane starter. You're asking him to just get
Give me 4 innings. Give me 4 innings. Maybe you bleed into the 5th a little bit and keep us in it.
That's all it is. That's all you could ask for from the Yankees.
That's
The
it.
Mets go to St. Louis. Yankees go to Seattle. Combined, they're 5-1. So New York baseball is
New York baseball. Don't bring your combined record and give me a loss.
Combined record is here.
You're desperate for our 3 wins. You're desperate for our 3 wins right now.
No, not at all. It's okay. We don't need that win. It's all right. We can take that loss. It's okay. We do well after losing, us Mets fans. We're fine with that.
Yeah, I saw the entire Mets fan base ready to burn down today about Bichette, and the season's over.
Well, because Frank the Tank, he has his following. He brainwashes these people. Yep, Bo Bichette. He booed Richard Lovelady on opening day. He might have been the only person that gave Richard Lovelady an actual reaction outside.
Do people actually call him Richard?
No, but we're not going to use the dick word on here. All right, family friendly, please.
Yep. All right, good call.
For love of God, fuck. Okay. Bunk, are you ready?
I'm ready
for the New York Minute.
I'm ready.
Okay, waiting for the music to start. Waiting for it. Okay, there it is. Okay, NYPD over FDNY. That's their first win since 2016 in the hockey game.
Let's go.
There you go. Good reaction. I love that reaction.
Let's go, NYPD.
Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor did not have a super secret handshake on opening day. People made a big deal out of it. Is this a big deal?
I think Lindor's an asshole, and I've been saying that all season, and it's coming to light here in the regular season because Soto's actually a great guy and great teammate.
Everything is politics, I think, on that team. Bo Bichette reaction to getting booed in New York. We talked about it. What do you think?
Love it. Mature, right way to handle it. He's going to be great here.
Your Islanders back in a playoff spot. Oh, my goodness.
This team is electric. They're eclectic, and Matthew Schaefer is the best thing to happen to New York sports since probably Babe Ruth got traded to the Yankees.
Yeah, Jackson Dart still exists, pal.
Nope.
St. John's bounced from March Madness. Thanks for coming.
Heartbreaker. They should have won. They were the better team, and they would have beat UConn too. So they had a trip to the Final Four. They blew it. They had a golden opportunity. Too bad. Duke goes home today anyways.
All right, our minute's over. 104 we just ended at, so I'll have fun editing that in the post because you just had to go over 4 seconds. We had one more to get to. We'll get to it really quick. You see the video I sent you on the rundown? Judge fucking with Devers, and Devers blew him a kiss.
Yes.
That was heated rivalry vibes-ish, maybe?
Maybe, but
there.
Judge is the
Could
man,
be.
so I'm just going to stick with him here.
Yep. Okay, that's good. Devers, though, kills the Yankees. Not anymore, I guess, because he's not
anymore.
a Red Sox.
It's over now. He hit a single this weekend, and he was dead the rest of it.
Shit, he hit a single.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's a big deal. Oh, wait, hold on. Actually, before we go on, check this out. Ready?
Let's go. Look at you, converted.
They gave them out at UBS today because they can't sell them
one,
because nobody even cares.
That's not true.
So I'll give it to
They're giving them out
Bob.
because the demand is so high and they've made so much money this year that they're just saying we need to get rid of this because we can't make any more money.
Yeah, no, they just can't sell the hats. I think that's what it comes down to.
Can I also just maybe hot take the white hat sucks. White hats hate white hats.
Let's see here. Not a fan.
Don't like white hats very much.
I like them. I think they look clean. All
right.
All around conversation time. Our favorite. We're starting with the team that we didn't get to start with last week. Do not click off of the video because we're bringing them up. Our Colorado Rockies, Bunk and I, our Rocks, your Rocks, even watching this, were unfortunately swept out of Miami. Bunk, I'm sure you took down a lot of notes for this. You went very high in analysis, and I'm really excited to hear what you have to say.
Well, I have a game to play with you. Surprise game.
Okay.
Played it with Mike last week. Saved this one for you because I knew we were going to talk at some point.
Okay.
How many players in the Colorado Rockies would you recognize in public?
Ezekiel Tovar. Now I could. Are you listing names?
I'm going to go through them. I'm going to go through them.
Okay.
Starters and just lineup and pitchers, starting pitchers, no bullpen. Jake McCarthy.
Not a chance.
Hunter Goodman.
Yes, that I could.
Willie Castro.
No, but if somebody pointed at him and said, "Oh my God, that's Willie Castro," I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that is Willie Castro."
Ezekiel Tovar, yes.
Absolutely. Venezuelan legend, World Baseball Classic legend, baseball legend.
TJ Rumfield.
I actually don't know who that is, so I would not be able to recognize him.
Jordan Beck.
No, I cannot recognize Jordan Beck either.
Brenton Doyle.
Absolutely. Come on, dude. That's Rocky's legend right there. Please.
Kyle Karros.
Nope, not a clue.
Edouard Julien.
No, I don't even know Edouard Julien. They say don't trust somebody with two first names.
All right, just for fun, here's the bench. Brett Sullivan.
Nope, no clue. That sounds like my substitute teacher in middle school.
Braxton Fulford.
That's a sick name. Way better than Brett Sullivan, but no way would I recognize him.
By the way, both of those guys are catchers, and they're best players at catcher, so tough to see the Rocks holding 3 catchers in this.
You can never have enough catchers. That's the thing.
How about Troy Johnston?
Nope.
Ryan Ritter?
No, not Ryan Ritter either.
All right. You know what? The starting rotation, you might get a few because they have some washed veterans on this. Kyle Freeland.
Well, let's not call them washed. Kyle Freeland is still my ace. And yes, I could recognize him in public.
Michael Lorenzen.
Yeah, I think so. I think I could pull that out of my bag.
Jose Quintana.
Of course. Are you kidding me? Yeah, easy.
Tomoyuki Sugano.
Nope, not at all. Didn't even know he was. Oh, wait, no, I do remember hearing about this signing with the Rocks.
Yeah, he's 36-year-old Japanese prodigy.
I would not recognize him, though. When I saw that, I thought he was like a young guy from Japan. I'm like, look at the Rockies.
Yeah, I think that was last offseason, right?
It was this offseason, I think. I think it was new.
Ryan Feltner?
No, definitely not.
No, Sugano was last offseason. Come on, you're such a casual, bro. I think he was on Baltimore last year.
My Rocks. Oh, no, but he was a Rocky this year. That's what I mean.
Got
him this year. Yeah.
My bad. You're not a casual. It's messed up.
That's bad on you to think that of me.
Yeah, no, it's tough. The bullpen's tough. I'm not going to go through it. But
there's a lot of really good names.
Dude, imagine if Chris Bryant was healthy. Like, that's tough. That's your big guy right there.
Yeah, I mean, he's the difference maker. When he is healthy again, because he will be, the Rockies will probably be like 10, 15 games over 500 by that time.
World Series champ.
Yeah, and Rookie of the Year. Yep. World Series champ.
Yeah, no, that's just a tough loss for them. Once they get him back, they'll hit their stride.
He was a great San Francisco Giant as well. Nobody remembers that.
Yep. Marlins are just lucky they got the Rocks while Bryant was on the IL.
Yeah, and let's make something clear. You're never lucky to get the Rockies, but it just so happened.
If you're going to get him, you'd want him now when he's on the IL.
Yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get off of our Rocks. Love talking about them, though. Thank God we got to talk about them.
Yeah.
If you're still here watching and listening after the Rockies conversation, thank you. We do have actual baseball news to get to, which is exciting. Murakami. Nobody knew what to make of him. 3 home runs in 3 games with the Chicago White Sox. Has not translated to a win yet, but what do you make of his start?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I was talking with Mike last week about Murakami, and he asked me if I was excited to watch him play this year. I said no, because I thought the league kind of just told us what they thought about him when nobody signed him. And right away, he's what was advertised a year ago as the next great slugger coming out of Japan. And he's another guy here who could opt out of a contract and be a free agent this offseason. So if he can punch in like 40 home runs, which obviously on pace to do right now, he's on pace for 162 home runs, then he could get a ton of money, even if he can give you 30 home runs this year. Ton of money on the open market for anybody. And right now, I mean, how many GMs without, like, I'm thinking Boston, I'm thinking even the Mets, teams that needed first base, third base this offseason and didn't really inquire about this guy. How many GMs are punching themselves today?
Today, yes. If you look into a month or so from now, it'll probably be a slightly different conversation because, like, his swing looks good. It's not even like he's accidentally hitting himself into some good contact. Like, he does look really good so far. And again, 3 games in, I'm not going to overreact, underreact, or anything like that. But for the White Sox to get him at a price they got him at, and let's be honest, the reason for getting him is, one, you could say you made a move. So when the lockout comes, you could raise your hand and say, look who we got. Like, we got this guy when nobody wanted him. And 2, you get asses in seats, which you so desperately need in Chicago. The South Side, the Cubs are doing fine.
And I think there's another ulterior motive here of I could potentially get a huge trade deadline haul if this guy's good and make it just a half-season signing for us. Because how many teams at the deadline would love a left-handed guy who might hit 35, 40 home runs?
Yeah. And as of right now, if you're the White Sox, you know how these Japanese players can translate and then just so quickly fall off a cliff. If you can do that, spin it, get a good haul back, and then he just so happens to fall into some of these paths that these other guys that come overseas do and just doesn't pan out as the years go on. Like, that's a win.
If he's really good, he's not staying next year. And you're not making the playoffs with him this year. So he's probably getting moved at the deadline unless he ends up just being terrible for May, June, July.
Could you imagine? Like, dude, those are the only 3 home runs we talk about all season long.
It's possible, bro. It's possible. I mean, would it be the first time that we saw a guy have a great first week and then, like, Franchi Cordero, I think in 2022, had this insane first week with the Yankees, and I almost got his jersey at a Yankee game. It was like $75, and I think 2 weeks later he was DFA'd. And I don't think anyone ever scoops him up again.
Yeah, he's such a. I mean, it's fun to look at least for the first series. But again, I'm not hating on the guy. Like, I really am rooting for him. I'm rooting for the White Sox to get some positive light.
Their fans need it. Their fans.
They have the Pope still, though, which is good.
They do have the Pope, but that only goes so far when you're winning 55 games every year.
Yeah, because the Pope doesn't suit up for the White Sox, though.
No.
That's tough. No,
he does.
Yeah. Really quick, Bunk, because I'm really astonished by this, and I think you can tell by how I put it in the rundown. Dodgers look good.
We're all surprised. I can't believe that this team is looking as good as they are right now. Lineup, surprising that they could hit. It's really surprising they could pitch. Yep. What do you think of Edwin Diaz coming out in the Dodgers uniform to the trumpets? 2
things. First of all, they totally butchered the trumpets. I don't know what music they were playing in the beginning, but Citi Field did it way better. They got Timmy Trumpet at Citi Field, not whoever the hell was doing it for Edwin Diaz. And the Mets, when they did it, it's the gimmick show. Here come the Mets. And then the Dodgers do it. What a cool opening that is. But I guess when you win 2 World Series in a row, you're allowed to do that and not be called the gimmick show. 2, Edwin Diaz, you have no right wearing that World Series championship jersey in the hat. You didn't win it. I think for the guys who just came in, they should not be allowed to wear it, but it would look weird. So I guess
be
it's
in a
okay
different
they
one.
wear it.
Did you see Mason Miller's closer entrance?
No, I did not.
Absolute nails.
You know what time it is? It's time for Mason Miller.
The Padres, number 22, Mason Miller.
So, like, there you go. That's it. And I think if I was in the batter's box getting ready for my at-bat and that all happened, I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, this sucks.
Fuck that. I'm not batting against him.
And he comes out and he's throwing 103 high at my fucking wrist. Like, it's over.
That's not even a cool entrance. That's a scary entrance.
I don't even want to play baseball anymore. I'm done playing baseball anymore.
Forever. Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck that, dude. I mean,
and that's way cooler than Timmy Trumpets.
Way cooler. And I can say that now since Edwin Diaz isn't a Met anymore. I don't have to defend Timmy Trumpets.
No, you don't have to.
It's still very cool, though, Timmy Trumpets. I like him. Good guy.
Yeah.
Never met him, I'm sure.
Thanks for my Mason Miller aside.
Yep, that was really cool. Mason Miller.
My walkout song would maybe be my high school walk-up song for the playoffs was Welcome to the Jungle. Because I love the intro, but we only got like 10 seconds to play, so I just picked the coolest intro. But I don't know, because I almost think now at this point in my life, if I was a closer, I'd want something really fun for everyone to sing along with while I'm running out.
Yeah, like, you know, it's really good. Like the ABCs people can get down pretty quick. There comes Bunk, and we're playing ABCs to the mound. That'd be cool.
I'm going to look through my playlist right now. What would be your
mine
song?
would be? I would be, I don't know the name of it. Oh, I think it's just called Murderer. You know the one? Oh, no, Hot Stepper. Here come the hot stepper.
Yes, that's a great song.
Murderer. And everyone would sing Murderer with me as I go in.
Yeah, that's a great choice.
And then if I ever murder anybody, it's a double-edged sword because I guess I am. But I wouldn't murder anybody though, which is good.
I'd probably actually do something like Pearl Jam because it's just like something like horrifying by Pearl Jam that I would end up like Mason Miller. That's what I would end up doing.
You know the tough part is though, like if you come out to that and then get absolutely shelled.
That's rough.
Ruins.
But you know what?
Yeah.
If you get shelled here and there, it's gonna happen. But if you have a couple sick outings, that's eclectic. It's eclectic.
Enough with the eclectic, man. I put a typo in the rundown, and this is your new favorite word.
That's eclectic, bro.
Oh my god. Okay, we're almost at this all-around conversation. Really quick, because this is gonna segue into my question. The Houston Astros are the only team in Major League Baseball to have challenged the ABS and not win yet. Some teams haven't challenged yet. They're 0 for 3 on challenges right now. That's pretty, like...
It's ironic.
Yeah, right? That's what I was thinking. That's pretty funny. It's them out of all the teams that haven't done it yet.
And I hope that they go 0-1,000 this year on ABS challenges. But all seriousness, you know, we're going to talk ABS for the next few minutes. You see the stuff Salvi's doing.
Yep.
You see the stuff that, I mean, Austin Wells has been really good on it so far. Patrick Bailey was really good on it this weekend in San Francisco too. I wonder financially what the ramifications will be for catchers who do and who do not understand the zone well enough to run ABS. Because say a guy like, I'm just going to use our guys for a second. Like Austin Wells, even before ABS, I knew he had an elite knowledge of the strike zone because of how good he was at framing. And then say a guy like Francisco Alvarez, just because they're in the same contract timeline, is the opposite. But they put up very similar offensive numbers, and they're actually really similar defensive players everywhere else. But one guy's elite at ABS, the other guy's not. I wonder what the difference is financially and in value to these teams in this new era of baseball.
You bring up a good point because my whole argument against ABS before I was on board with it was you're taking away a whole art of the game of catching with framing.
Yeah.
And that's a big part about, the guys who don't hit. But if you're looking for a backup catcher, that's a big part of it. Who can come in, play 2 or 3 times a week and be able to do that for you. And obviously the art of framing is still there because you see guys hesitant to challenge pitches that are that close, and the framing that helps. But if you take that away, this is a whole new art of the ABS and knowing that zone. But if ABS is so important to these GMs and whatnot, then yeah, it's a really good question. Obviously it is. So when you look at these players who have either fucked up the challenges, I forgot who it was. Was it Devers? It might have been somebody else. I should have wrote it down. Somebody's been bad on the challenges. Somebody's like 1 for 3 on them so far.
Yeah.
How do teams handle that?
I'm curious too how they approach who's allowed to use them and who's not.
Yeah.
Because the actual rule is pitchers, catchers, and hitters can use it. But like, is there a set in rule of? I know that I believe the Yankees and a lot of other teams. Chris Sale talked about it too. They're just letting the catchers do it. The pitchers have no interest in calling their balls and strikes because Chris Sale was saying there's too much emotion in my pitches for me to do that, and I think too many of them are strikes. So I'm going to defer to the catcher to make all the calls, and I'm just going to pitch. I think a lot of people are going to do that, but I also wonder, big game, again, going to use one of your guys here, and I don't want to. So far, it looks good. Luis Robert, not a good player when it comes to plate in the last few years. As a manager, do you almost tell him, like, please save these for guys like Soto who are elite at the plate with knowing the zone as a hitter? Or because I've always said about Soto, he's one of the few guys in the league that if you call a pitch he takes with 2 strikes and ring him up, you as the umpire are probably wrong because he's so good with his plate vision. Do you almost say, like, let's save it for the guys that are really good at it and let's not do it if we're kind of erratic big zone hitters who chase a lot? I don't know.
And it's interesting because the opening night with the Yankees and the Giants, I was really interested to see when teams would use it, how they would use it. And there were a couple of missed calls in the first inning that, the guys looked back at blue, but they didn't challenge. But then they were challenging. Yeah.
That I couldn't believe he didn't use it. I think it was high and in, and he didn't use it, and he ends up striking out. I was shocked he didn't go for it on that, but I don't know. I guess guys were a little nervous to use it.
But then guys are using it in the 3rd and 4th inning.
Yeah.
What's the difference that early in a game? Do you want to save them for later in the game? And when you get late in the game, like how teams challenge, if they haven't used their challenge yet, they'll throw it on a play in the 9th inning or 8th inning just to say, okay, we're going to have to use it eventually. It's close enough. Might as well take a look. Do you save it that late in the game also? You say, might as well take a look. It's the 8th or 9th inning. Like, do you want to hold it until you go to extras maybe? It's interesting to see how different teams are, A, going to use it, and B, like, what's more successful? Who ends up being right? Who ends up finding out how to manipulate ABS the right way, if there is a right way?
Yeah, and you have moments that have been awesome so far, like Eugenio Suarez going back-to-back on getting punched out twice, goes back-to-back, basically teaching the umpire the zone. And then you had Randy Arozarena, I don't know if you saw this, in a 3-2 count, gets rang up on strikes, taps his helmet, and runs to first base before they even confirm it as a strike or a ball, and he knew he walked. I love some of the theatrics of it so far, which I didn't think I was going to care about.
You know what's weird? At this point, and I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for this, if you're willing to do this with ABS and commit to automated balls and strikes, I'm pretty okay with robo-umps. I'm pretty okay with an umpire having an earpiece being told if it's a ball or a strike because end of the day, and John Boy was on the Pat McAfee show the other day and he brought this up. He said that you were just taught that it's an art of the game, that umpires have different zones and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you actually have the technology that says, wait, no, yes, this is a ball, this is a strike, why do you want to keep doing that? I understand the imperfections of baseball, how long it's been around, but you have the chance to actually perfect something here. Why wouldn't you?
They're going to at some point. The problem right now is I think there's like a 5 or 10 second time to actually register where the pitch is. Like what we see on K-Zone isn't 100% accurate. There's like a 3 centimeter margin of error on any direction. And until they can get it immediate, I don't think they can do robo-umps. But you're right that they're going to get there in the next couple of years. And they're just going to have base umps to call players safer out. And then even then, like you have the replay to confirm it. But I think you have to keep those guys in for the immediate calls.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing, the robo-umps. Come at me. Come at my head. Come with the pitchforks. Whatever. Get with it. The future is here. And I used to crash out about ABS because some of the pitches, the last thing here, that are a centimeter off of the zone, what's called the strike, that fucking sucks, dude. That's tough for the hitters.
What I was most curious about with ABS going into it and when they went through the trials of it in spring training and in the minor leagues was what is a ball and what is a strike? If it's just barely touching the zone, is it a ball or is it a strike? Like in hockey, do you need to have 50% over the line or the whole puck? And it's anything that touches the zone at all is a strike, which is awesome for pitchers.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's fine anyways. The zone's not that big, but I'm surprised that there's no rule at all of majority of the ball has to be in or out of the zone. It's anything that touches it, which I guess makes sense. But
I wonder if strikeouts are going to go up because players are expanding their zones because they don't want to get caught on that centimeter clipping the outside zone.
Yeah.
I wonder how much players are going to start expanding and swinging. That might be a problem later in the season. We'll definitely see a difference in that, I think, as we go on.
You can't play to the strengths of the umpires either as a hitter now, that art of the game stuff that John Boy was talking about, because you can't say, he's not calling the outside strike, I don't have to swing at it. You're going to have to protect now because anything close, the catcher can ring you up.
Yeah, it's fun. I like the ABS, but you got to see with a lot of it. It's still a feeling out process. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, but you know what it also does is it eliminates the post-game conversation of we got screwed. Like the World Baseball Classic, the last pitch for strike 3, that doesn't happen now in Major League Baseball. That's gone, and if it does happen, it's because a team burned all their challenges, and that's their fault then.
Yeah, that's on you. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We like the ABS. We're pro ABS at BTO.
We're pro ABS.
Pro ABS, definitely. Pro robots and whatnot.
Let's go.
Okay. So time for the top 5 draft. Bunk and I will be going through our top 5 most electric, non-electric plays in sports. Bunk has been saying eclectic all episode because I accidentally put eclectic instead of electric. So it's not eclectic. I don't know what the word means. Bunk told me I wasn't paying attention because it sounded boring. But it's most electric, non-electric plays or things in sports. Bunk, I'll let you have the first pick.
All right, my first one, very simple, satisfying thing that I enjoy. In football, when a running back on specifically 1st and 10 runs for the first down, but goes out of bounds right after the marker, like immediately after they cross, they have the awareness to just step out of bounds because they know where they were. I like that a lot. I think it's electric.
That's incredible. That is as electric as a boring play gets.
Yes.
I'll stick football with you here. I like when the offensive lineman gets the ball. I like the little design.
That's insane. That's insane.
Like on the goal line, and here comes 350-pound.
I thought this was electric, non-electric. That's the most electric play in football.
Super
Big man
electric
touchdown. That's a great pick. Great pick.
The Patriots guy years ago doing the kick return against the Packers, the lineman that just got it, he ran for like 70 yards. Fuck yeah. That's sports, baby. We love that.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to stick football here for my last football one. It's punter pinning a guy inside the 5.
Oh, it's awesome.
Just an insane feeling, especially when the ball sits. It's not an out of bounds punt. It just sits inside the 5. And you can tie in, it's about a bounce in the end zone. Guy dives in, throws it back out. That's even more electric, but that doesn't feel non-electric electric. So it just feels electric. So I went with pinning a guy inside the 5 is dynamite.
That's awesome. You know what else is awesome? When you're up by 1 goal late in a hockey game, the other team's pulled their goalie, and I flip the puck down the ice, and the fans are holding their breath. Will it go in? Will it not go in? Here's the icing on the cake. Just misses. It's an icing. We have to do it again. Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
Especially when you're a neutral viewer and it's like the Stanley Cup and you're just watching and you want the close game and you're like, game's not over.
Yep.
Because the empty net goal goes in, you turn it off, you go to bed. But now you're saying game is not over. We're back in the offensive zone for trying to push overtime hockey. That's electric. My next one, and it's the final of my 3 that I'm not totally like. I rank these in order of most electric last, least electric first. This one pivots back to baseball. I love a proper outfield relay. When you relay from warning track to home using the cutoff man to nail a guy at the plate. And even if you don't get him, if your relay was so good that he stops at third, electric.
They go over that in practice, and it's good to see that happen. It's good to see them successfully execute that.
Yep.
We love that. Lindor got nabbed today at the plate with an awesome relay.
Yeah.
Got punched in the face on the tag.
That's a huge momentum grab.
Yep.
It's not one of those plays that you throw in the highlight reel. It's not the diving catch. It's not the home run. It's not the triple. But it's just 3 guys doing their job, getting the ball 400 feet to home plate in a matter of 3 seconds, and it's electric.
We'll stay baseball here. Giancarlo Stanton running the bases.
Let's go.
Sign me up. There's nothing better than seeing Stanton hit one to the deepest part of the ballpark and me wondering if he's going to get a second in time.
Yeah, that's sick.
I'm so excited for that. Like, they'll show it in the outfield, the center fielder scrambling for the ball at the warning track, and I just want the camera on Stan. Where is he? Did he touch first yet? I don't know. Here's the throw in. Some guys would be on third, but Stanton's chugging in the second. He might have to slide.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
I rallied with you on this one. I needed one more, and so I went right in the Stanton direction. In between pitches, Giancarlo Stanton is the most electric thing in Major League Baseball. And if you're not familiar with Stanton in between pitches, he takes the pitch and then he doesn't move until the next pitch. He stands there like a statue. And he did this against San Francisco. It's one of my favorite things ever. And he did this against San Francisco the first night. And I'm sitting there wondering, like, can this guy hit? With all the noise about his elbows, can he still hit? First pitch, takes it right down the middle. And I'm like, damn, nice first pitch to jump on. He doesn't even move at all. Next pitch, only swings with his arms. 120 mile an hour single to right center field. Most guys take their step out of the box, practice swing, touch the plate. He doesn't even move. He just stares at the pitcher until he throws his next pitch.
He's so fucking cool.
He's so nonchalant electric.
Yep, he's just that guy.
He's the poster boy of this top 5.
He is. He is basically the poster boy of this top 5. How many picks is that with us? Is that 3 or 4? That's 4. This is my last one here.
Yep.
The 1-for-1 trade. Awesome.
1-for-1 trade. Great one.
Electric. Yup. Nothing better than the classic my guy for your guy. No picks, no money, no prospects. Let's just take 2 guys that are awfully similar. It helps my team. It helps your team. We love that.
Do you have a 1-for-1 trade? Do you have a 1-for-1 trade that impacted you?
Absolutely. Shea Weber for PK Subban. Incredible. That's probably the greatest 1-for-1 trade ever.
I have a 1-for-1 trade that, always stuck with me big time. And it's when the Eagles traded Nick Foles for Sam Bradford 1-for-1. And both sucked. And I was like, what a shitty trade for both these teams. But then everyone was like, the Eagles with Sam Bradford might be really good. And I was like, I don't know about that. And they sucked and they were terrible. And then Nick Foles, later comes back and wins them the Super Bowl. But what a dumb 1-for-1 trade. My crap for your crap. But I think your crap works better here.
Nick Foles and Sam Bradford might be the same exact person.
But one of them won the Super Bowl.
Yep, one of them got lucky. One of them just put it together.
Let's go.
Good
top 5.
That was good on us.
Good top 5.
I had an honorable mention I didn't get to.
Yeah.
And it was the wave. I like the wave. Are you pro wave or anti wave?
I'm just fine with it. I'll do it if it's happening. I'm never going to really initiate it or try to get it going. I had one honorable mention too, but I didn't know if it was way too electric for this. 0-2 4-seam fastball right over the middle for the strikeout. That's always just chills.
Depends on the spot.
It depends on the spot. Like if that's closer, like ninth inning, we're pumping that.
Yeah.
Mason Miller, like we're after that intro, we're going nuts. That's too electric. But I think third inning, it just gets me fired up still.
Yeah, like third inning is the first guy out of the inning.
Yeah.
Awesome. That could play. That could definitely play.
Yeah, let's go. Good list.
With the wave, and people are so anti-wave, in a world so full of division and hatred, it's just awesome to see a group of 20,000 to almost 100,000, depending on the venue, band together of fans of different teams in different locations to all just stand up, go woo, and sit back down. That's awesome. That is unification at its finest, and nobody wants to talk about that.
No, that's a good call. That's a good call. I like that.
It is a good call. Okay, last thing here, and then we're out of here before our no good takes. So Mike and I did a mini game last episode where it was the name game of I say Aaron Judge. Your next player, his first name needs to start with the J because that's what Judge's last name started with. Me and Mike made a team together. This time, me and Bunk are going to make a team against each other. And we're going to spin a wheel for this. And the only gentleman way to do it that I can think of is to rock, paper, scissors for it to see who gets that wheel spin.
All right.
And shoot, not just shoot.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot.
All right.
I get the wheel spin.
You get the wheel spin.
All right, we have to edit some stuff out here because I didn't make the wheel. I forgot about that part. We're gonna make that wheel now. Okay, here we go. We got the wheel. Spinning the wheel now. No, we're not spinning the wheel now. I forgot to screen record again. Wow. Bunk, you're not going to believe this. I did it the first time it landed on A. The second time it landed on A also.
Wow.
That is destiny. So that's big for me.
That's big for you.
My first pick will be Aaron Judge in right field.
So when we do this, are we just going by position or are we going in order of the lineup?
No, just by position, and then you can make your lineup afterwards.
All right, so you went with Judge.
Yep.
That's tough.
And we're only doing one starter, one closer instead of a full rotation.
Perfect. So I have to go with a J player.
Yeah, go with the J player now.
That's tough. I don't know why the only guy I can think of right now is JD Martinez.
That's the only J player you can think of.
and Jurickson Profar I'm not picking.
You could get steroid Profar. I'll give it to you. You're doing the same thing I did when I couldn't get Ohtani.
Shit, dude. Oh no. I'm thinking of Altuve now, but there's got to be somebody better than Altuve. Oh, I could do Jazz at second.
You could do Jazz at second.
Is that one of the two big guys, though?
No, but we can add him to the list because he is a good player. 50-50 coming up.
50-50's coming up. Oh, Jose Ramirez is my third baseman.
Jose Ramirez. There he is. Okay.
Jose Ramirez is one of my favorite players in the league, too.
That was one of my big ones. I think I'm going to go right now. I'm definitely not going to overthink this quick. I'll go with Ronald Acuna.
Yeah, yep, that's the one. Do.
No rush. It's all right. We got time.
This game's brutal.
You know what? While you're thinking, let's plug all the other podcasts.
Yeah.
Let's get some. So hold on. I fucked this up last time on the outro with Mike. I brought up like 5 podcasts that just cease to exist these days. So guys, if you like No Good Take so much, which I'm sure you do, I hope, maybe, possibly, you would love the Burrows with Mike and Bunk. You would love Back to the Mets with Mike, Nico, and Scott. Not really with Scott. With Mike and Nico, and Scott's just there. You would love the Sunday recaps during football season that come around that we're not doing right now because there's no football to talk about. You would love – is that everything right now? I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Bunker's gone, and Mike Dupp is gone, huh?
It's stunned hiatus.
Okay, we'll be back. No Good Takes took a pretty good hiatus, and here we are.
So I'm just gonna put Adley Rutschman at catcher.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know where else you could have went with that.
Is A really that hard?
I mean, for like top players, I think so.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna go Rutschman at catcher.
All right, puts me now another R name.
Another
is
R.
tough. That kind of kills me. Can I do Robert Witt? What's his legal name? RRR. Who do we talk about here? Oh, you're thinking Randy.
No, I'm not, but that's a good call.
You're not?
That's a good call, though. Randy's kind of comparable to the guy I'm thinking of.
I could put you with another A, which would be awesome.
Oh, don't do that.
Okay, so not
Dude, if you put me with another A, I might think Volpe, bro. Like, do not do that.
The people would love that. New York would love you picking their guy, Anthony Volpe, in this episode. Could I go with Devers, I guess?
I think he's the best position player I can think of right now.
Devers is my best R right now. I'd rather DH Devers, I think.
You could DH him, yeah.
I could DH him. And maybe here's a rule before I take him. Once we pick him, are they set in that spot, or we'll move them around?
I think we got to set them. I think that's part of the challenge.
Yeah, okay.
You can put him at first base, third base, or DH, though.
Yeah, but he's not good at any of those positions.
No.
I'm just going to DH him. I'm going to DH Devers and pray to God I don't get like a strict DH.
I'll make mine quick this time with Dansby Swanson. I'm going to put him at shortstop.
I'm not missing Shohei this time.
Well, could you ace Shohei as your pitcher and make him hit too?
Could I?
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Episode. It's my podcast. Yeah. My rules. I don't care that it's your company. This is my pod. So no, I'm not gonna do that. That's Bush League. You know what I will do, and I'm gonna see if you're okay with this. There was a time where Shohei Ohtani played in right field in Anaheim.
So you're gonna put him in right? I'm fine with that.
Stick him in the outfield. I'll stick him in the outfield. I'll put him in left because I put Judge in right. So the outfield's a little wonky. Okay. But Shohei's gonna live in left, and I have the second.
Dude, your outfield sucks.
Yeah, he's
Ohtani, Acuna, Judge.
Jesus Christ, man.
So far,
maybe someone will fall into a hit. So
far, you're really taking me out.
So you're at the O.
After this week, bro, you know what I'm about to do? After this week, I'm putting O'Neal Cruz in center field.
Oh, that's what you're doing after
I don't have a shortstop left, and I don't want to burn Albie. I burn second base with Albies. I don't like Albies.
Yeah. I mean, O'Neal Cruz.
My team sucks, bro.
Yeah, your
my
team
sucks so far. A lot of time left, though. A lot of time left.
It's not really a lot of time left. We're almost halfway through the lineup here.
A lot of time left.
All right, so that's your center fielder, O'Neal Cruz.
O'Neal Cruz is playing center field.
Sure thing. Okay. I'm gonna see here. Oh God. There's a Colin, I feel like, that I'm just totally missing right now. Like my mind automatically goes to Colin. What other names for C are there? Charlie?
There's no MLB player named Charlie, bro.
Chris. Chris is a name that starts with C. There we go. I just open the door with Chris.
Dude, I blew it with the A pick so bad. Like, I'm thinking of guys right now that are just pissing me off.
Do I go with Christopher Sanchez? Like, do I take my guy here?
He's a stud. He's a stud. Is he the ace you want to? Is he the ace you want to bank on though?
I can't think of another C name right now, which is fucking killing me.
You're missing. You're missing one guy that's actually big time.
Oh shit, dude! This is Ohtani. Fuck.
It's not quite Ohtani, but it's like almost Ohtani. I have 4 guys in mind who are all-star level players. 2 of them are MVP level players, and none of them are named Chris.
They start with C?
They all start with C. I can think of 3 MVPs, a Cy Young winner, and then another guy who's like maybe even better than one of the MVPs.
Thank God, because fucking Judge and Ohtani hogged the MVPs. I forget who else is in the fucking league. I'm just going to take Christopher Sanchez and punt here. That's my pitcher. I'm excited for you to tell me these C names at the end of the episode because I'm losing my fucking mind. I can't believe that I punted on that.
So I have an S.
You have an S.
S is tough. I'm probably going to put maybe Salvi at first because you took Ohtani. I don't want to take a pitcher. Right? It's got I think Salvi makes sense. I'm not an idiot for that, I don't think.
Salvi at first. I love that.
Yeah. All right, Salvi's playing first.
Let's move to P. Oh my God. I'm just gonna go Pete Alonso. I'll take Pete. That's my first baseman.
I'm gonna take Aroldis Chapman as my closer.
Nice. Back to the C. I'm excited for this again.
I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize that, bro.
Okay, here we go. Who the fuck is a C? shit. Is Carlos on the right track here? There's got to be a Carlos.
I want to go. Correa is the best one, I think.
Oh my god, dude. Is it like a Spanish name? It's got to be a Spanish name.
The 4 guys I'm thinking of are all American.
4 guys. Awesome. The 4 guys you're thinking of.
I've also thought of Cedric Mullins, but I don't think you want him. I just thought of another. So I have 4 elite position players and 2 Cy Young winners.
What's going on here? I don't know what's going on with me right now. I just can't think of like.
But if you want to go Correa, and give me a C.
No, I don't, because I know I can think about this. Looking around my room for like hints.
You're not gonna find any.
Maybe there's something that'll like. Maybe it'll rhyme with something in my room, like lamp, cramp. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Correa here, and I'm gonna give you a C.
Wow. All right. Wow.
I'm giving up here.
What a blessing. Okay, Cal Raleigh, DH.
Fucking serious, bro? That would have been good to have. Cal would have been really, really good to have on my team because I didn't have a catcher yet.
So you're back to R.
Oh my god, dude, I took Correa.
I have 3 catchers on my team, bro. I have Raleigh, Rutschman. Fucking Rutschman was a terrible pick. Rutschman and Salvador Perez.
All right, I'm back to an R. R gets tough outside
R's tough because you already have Devers and you have Acuna.
Yeah.
You want to take Helsley?
Oh my god, hell's bells, baby. You know what? Let's just get defensive here and let's get Ryan McMahon. Let's have fun with it.
All right.
I'm not even gonna think about it. Let's just shore up that hot corner.
All right, I'm gonna put Mookie in right.
And I took my left side of the infield. And Bobby Witt's just gonna float in space. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna spin the wheel again. And I'll just see what I get.
What?
That's what we'll do.
Is that a rule?
I just added it. So I'm not trying to think of a second baseman whose name starts with B. Oh, Bunk, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Bryce Terang.
There you go. Throw you a bone there.
I cannot wait to edit that and make it seem like I just thought about that on my own.
Bryce Turang you could put there. All right. So I have T's.
You got T's?
Scooble's my ace. Been waiting for it.
Yep, okay. So I'm back to an S for a closer. Here we go again. No one good here?
No, it's bad. Sir Anthony Dominguez is probably the best guy.
I'm not even gonna try and fight it. Sir Anthony Dominguez as my closer.
Yeah, give me a wheel spin.
All right, here we go. You'll get a wheel spin here. You got a V. Anyone think of a V?
A V is kind of a tough one.
You got an S as your next spin. I just keep on spinning.
Just keep spinning it. No, S. I might do S. All right, I'll take Stephen Kwan left field.
Stephen Kwan. I already ripped up the sheet so we can't even see.
Good app.
That was a terrible, terrible game.
Good app.
Okay, nightmare game is over. Bunk. Time for the no good takes. What do you got for us?
My first of 3 no good takes. One,
you
I
have
hate,
3. Okay.
I hate instant replay.
Okay.
In sports.
Really?
I think instant replay is cool when you want to see a play again, but I hate how much we dissect plays, especially replay review. I hate. My second is along the same lines. I hate the K zone in baseball. I like when games are broadcast with no K zone because I do think that the umpires get screwed with just how far a ball looks outside of the K zone when it's really just like a centimeter or 2 out. And the last of 3 is actually player related, and it goes to the NFL. I think Will Levis is going to be really good, and I've been parading on this for the whole offseason and throughout most of last season. I think Will Levis is the next Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield guy.
You love Will Levis.
I like Will Levis a lot.
Always in on him.
I'm a big fan of Will Levis.
Yeah, yeah, the K zone's awesome. I like knowing what the pitch is. I don't like guessing because I like complaining about the umpire, but knowing I'm right. Like I don't like being like, oh, that's a fucking ball, it's a strike. And they'll show it. I'm like, oh shit, you got that right. I did not get that right. I hate that being wrong.
That's fair.
What was the first one? Oh, the replay. You went on this like last year, I think, about how you don't like the replay.
I hate instant replay. I'm a generational hater of instant replay.
Do you just want no replay then? Just get it right on the field?
I think that they have to at least put in some sort of a rule that, because now we can't go without it. You can't take it away. They have to put in some sort of a rule like replay reviews can only take a minute or less, because if you're in the NBA and you do like a 5-minute replay, it's just not conclusive enough. If you can't tell in the first minute, I don't think you should be overturning any calls.
No, I disagree with that. Sometimes it takes a while. Like sometimes there's shitty replays. Like remember the Broncos-Bills game in the playoffs?
That was obviously an interception.
That was the big one that people were upset.
You know what
about.
I think is a tough one? That one I'll swear by was obviously an interception. When Buffalo played Kansas City last year in the playoffs, and Allen ran the tush push and reached over, and I didn't think they had a great angle to definitively say that he was over, even though we all thought he was. But it was tough to overturn, I thought. So that was like a clear example of, I don't know if that's actually, like you got to rerun that for a little bit. But then I think we just get to a point where like you have to just keep the game going.
But you know what's stupid though, and I could be totally wrong about this. They put the tracker in the ball, right, in football, so now you know
this year
where
now,
it
yeah.
is. But they don't rule it on where the football is. They just rule it on like the referee's spot.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. If you have the technology, again, it's like baseball. If you have the technology to tell me where the ball is on the field, why am I still going on the official spot? If they're wrong by a yard or not, or that inch is dictating a first down.
That's
after
fair.
you go on it on 4th and inches, why are we going on the official spot when the ball tells you where it was?
That's valid.
That's weird. Okay, my no good take. Superstars, dynasties, all the above are good for sports. I was having a conversation with my buddies today about the Seahawks and Patriots game with the Super Bowl, and I already forgot about it. I mean, it was a boring game.
Yeah.
Cool for Sam Darnold. I think guys outside of New York and Minnesota who saw Darnold suck on the Jets and thrive in Minnesota and watch him leave, I think for the other 20 teams or whatever it is, 29 teams, other 30 teams, other 29 teams minus the 3, Seahawks, Vikings, Jets. I don't think anyone else cares that much. And Drake May like shit down his leg in the Super Bowl. Like I miss watching Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I'll be honest. I missed Mahomes in the playoffs. I missed Brady in the playoffs.
I'm a little bit of a football like snob. Like I'm a big nerd with the NFL, so I think I loved the Super Bowl and I loved the Seahawks, but like for a baseball comparison to yours, like the Rangers Diamondbacks World Series, I had almost no interest in.
That sucked though, because the teams aside, it's a really cool story of these two teams that just barely got in and they went on this run. But when you play in warm weather states and you play in a dome in October, November in the World Series, such a bad aesthetic.
Said no appeal.
Yeah, like I didn't care.
Besides exactly what you just said, that they were two teams that you were surprised they got there. They both got hot. Other than that, there was no appeal.
That sucks. Everything sucks if you're not a superstar. Matthew Schaefer, superstar. Jack Nart, superstar. Islanders are back. They might still miss the playoffs. I don't know.
No, they won't.
They could though. Definitely
maybe. Can't. They clinched.
Oh, did they? I missed that. Okay, that'll do it for episode 2 of the No Good Takes podcast. Giuseppe Oliveri, Kevin Bunk. Check out all the podcasts that we talked about earlier. It's not as many as I thought there were, but there are still plenty. Check out the Instagram. Check out the TikTok. Check out the Twitter. Did we get Twitter up yet?
Yeah, we have Twitter now. And check out the Back to the Mets Twitter, just activated.
Oh, the Back to the Mets Twitter. They're recording right now. They're probably done by now, I'd imagine. We went long on this, but that'll do it here. The bag's on. This might be something we do at the end of every episode now, Bunk. Make sure next time you're on to have yours too.
Yeah, I'll have a bag.
Thank you for watching, everybody, and goodbye. We'll see you episode 3.